Welcome back to the Lexi Leukemia channel. Today we're going to the big hospital.
So it is that time where we have to go to the big hospital again for Lexi, as she calls it. The big hospital being St. Louis Children's Hospital. But before we do that, we are going to get some McDonald's pancakes because that's always her favorite if we have to go to St. Louis. Why do we need to go to the big hospital today, you ask? Well, I cannot remember, but I think I mentioned it in our last hospital video where she just went to her yearly checkup back in like September. I'll link that up there. That they referred her for neuropsychological testing. So it's basically a neuropsychological evaluation. She had one when she was entering kindergarten, but they didn't really expect to see much then. They basically wanted to see the long-term or late effects, as they call it, side effects that chemo can cause to the brain. Lexi got 2.5 years of chemotherapy, and she was getting weekly injections at one point of a chemo called methotrexate into her spinal fluid via spinal taps. So, there was chemo in the spinal fluid that goes around your brain. And just in general, chemo can have those cognitive effects. Sorry about that. We were parked waiting for them to bring our food. Nobody in line, and we still had to go to spot one. I don't know. But anyway, as I was saying, they just want to check how the chemo has affected her brain. And when we spoke with her therapist last year, when she was going to therapy to help transition her back into sleeping in her own bed full time by herself, the therapist did say that if you are going to see deficits, it usually starts showing up around 3rd grade. Now, we're halfway through the school year of 3rd grade, and so far we haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. Math isn't maybe her most favorite subject, but she still gets good grades. In fact, the last 2 report cards, she got straight A's. So we're hoping that there's no deficits, but sometimes critical thinking skills or other things can be affected. So it's nice to have kind of a baseline every couple of years. And then as she gets older, if they don't see any issues, they'll release her from having to get any more testing like that done. She'll be followed by the late effects clinic at Children's until she's 18. So they will always do yearly blood work, and they will always check on her heart, her other organs, and just in general ask us any questions if we've seen anything going on. They're always looking for signs of, issues, late effects, or anything that might point to relapse also, which she's now going to be 5 years off treatment this coming year, so in 2025. So the chances of relapse are like next to nothing at this point, so we're pretty happy with that. So anyway, we better finish eating and get to the big hospital. We are here. Time to go inside and get checked in. I'm in the waiting room, just waiting. Lexi got to go back, but I didn't, so they did give me this little letter that I'll show you that says what they're doing today. It could take as much as 2 hours, so I guess I'm just gonna sit here and read a book on my phone. We are all done. We are back in the parking garage in the car. So I wasn't allowed to go back with Lexi. I don't know if you heard what I said in the waiting room. I was kind of whispering because the two ladies at the check-in desk were getting their stuff done. But it did not take as long as I thought. They told us to plan for 1.5 to 2 hours, and I think she was in there for maybe an hour. So not bad at all. What kinds of things did you have to do, Lexi? What did you do first?
So, first, if I can remember, we did name stuff, like name any animal you can think of in this amount of time. And I'm like, and then I name a bunch of animals, and like name like things that start with the letter S, but you can't use names or places. And then F. F was the hardest one to me. Oh, no, not that. We did that one though. We did do that. But first we did name she said a letter, and I would tell the meaning of it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we did first. And then we looked at a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
About like which one goes in the blank, basically.
What'd you say was the most boring? You said the last one was the most boring?
Yeah, it was the computer one. I kept messing up on it because you were supposed to not click X with spacebar, but I kept clicking X with spacebar.
How are you supposed to click X?
You're not supposed to click X.
Oh.
But I kept messing up and clicking.
It was part of the thing?
Yeah. You're supposed to click every other besides X.
Oh, but you just kept clicking the X by accident?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oopsies.
Oh, well. How do you think you did?
I don't know.
Any way to tell?
No.
They said we'll get your results later. They gave me a little letter that said somebody will review all your stuff, and then we'll get your results later.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you did just fine. So I think that's it for today. Time to go home. Lexi still isn't feeling the best. She has this really nasty croupy cough. So if she's finally starting to cough up that junk today, it's finally starting to be like more productive and more mucus coming out. But if it doesn't get any better in the next week, then we're going to take her to the pediatrician just to make sure it's not settling into her chest and becoming bronchitis or pneumonia. So, all right, kiddo. What do you want to tell everyone?
Subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we upload another video. Bye.